I was thinking that since we have started with food security, and my position, the position I'm going to take is it's overemphasized and it's overestimated that 75% of the population requires food security. So I'll come through the other route, that is estimating poverty line and what these estimates suggest and where we are in terms of advising food security in that sense. So, and that was one of the themes suggested by the organizers here, that look at the poverty measurement issue, the ecological issue place. So once this part, the food security part is over, then possibly that would make a little more.
Shall we skip the part?
Yeah, for the moment, yes.
That will Professor R.K. Sharma.
Now I have basically, prepared slides, which was a earlier lecture given at Tokyo, comprehensive one, but it's a very lengthy thing because I took there around 1 hour and 20 minutes. So here I am not going to take more than 50 minutes, 15 minutes or so. And I am going to take up because the general issues which has been talked by Balwinder as far as his introductory things there, then Sidhu also, they continue to be the same, but some of the points which have been, this paper was on the global trends basically and the situation of Asia and South Asia and India basically trying to give it at that. And as in the international seminars, most of them are descriptive ones, but there are some analysis which is more into it. Because if I start using the slides, it will become very lengthy. What I give you the broad ideas which has been there. And you see most of you the last year only, that is 2012, for the first time, FAO has raised the first thing that the concerns about food security at the global level for the first time. Otherwise, it was taken for granted that food will be available to everybody at the global level. It will be sufficient food. And so the problem basically was, it's a problem of distribution. Now if the food is there, how do you go in for the distribution to the nations others? We have a group of nations which are known as food deficit countries, and then how to basically see to it that the food travels to them, and so that what are the criteria. Now again, if I look into the definition which has been given, it so happened, I don't know, because right from the 80s, the first definition of food security which came up, there has been a changes over the years. Now if you read it carefully, it's not only basically the food should be available to the person to be a food secure, either by imports or by production or by other sort of thing. Not only that, because whatever other things are built in is that you should be getting the food which is a nutritional one, so that you can have your activities, economic activities going at the same rate at which they have been going. Not only that, it's that you are going to have the food which is a preferable. You prefer the food, it should be given to you, and then it becomes a question of food security. Okay, so it's not only a just food, you have something eat and then you become a food secure. It's not that. You read that definition and then you look into basically the Indian debates which has come up, and at that time we were talking that this is a nonsense part of it, and basically the Marxist intervention right from the beginning. That is, the people who are eating the cereals, basically they are not the ones who are food secure. They are the ones because they prefer those things and we have not been able to provide them. What we have been able to provide them is rice and wheat. And so if you go by that definition, they should be getting what they are eating, which is not possible, and it was not, because it was not feasible also. And so if you look into the definition, there's lots of these things. The debates which came up at one point of time or others, they had some meaning. That is, those who are eating bajra, they should get bajra only, not the rice and wheat should be imposed on them. That is the debate still going on. So all this is inbuilt in the definition per se that we shall do. So second thing is at the global level, you see, because when you come to the question of distribution, in the earlier times, in the times say 60s, 70s and right up to 80s, there were food aids which were given, either there were strings attached to it or not, like the 481. That sources has been dried up. Now you have either to produce the food from your own soils or you have to import them. If you want to import them, you must have the foreign exchange, and you should be an exporting country, that you should be very good as far as the industries are concerned or the other areas are concerned, so that you can, after that, also given that, but basically the question of food security comes up at the national level, that is the first level, and the second is at the individual level. That is the more important, is the individual level from nation. Suppose you are able to import it also, you have lots of foreign exchanges, but then how you see to it, and then the ways which have been devised throughout the world, they are almost the same. Okay. Because now these distribution systems which are there, they are not only basically in India. In most of the countries, you find the nations coming into the national governments and trying to finance these programs. And but now the question here, which basically became very important, that is the food crisis basically started around 2007, 2008, 9, and then lingered on. At one time we thought that this is going to be a clear off, but it was superimposed by the financial crisis. So it hurt the people both the ways, that on the physical access part also and on the economic access part also. And the points which has not been, no, I am not going to take up the trends which are there. The trends are the same at the global level or at the Asia level, others. That is the period, no, which is in between period of the decade of 90s. No, there was a problem throughout the world. No, this is a declining, no, sort of an availabilities and declining yield and declining productivity. No, all those things, they come very carefully. I have calculated them at the national level from the FPO data. Well, they come out very clearly. Now the points which has not come up, no, I am only going to take 2 or 3 of them, which are the first thing is, now the question has come up because it's a coming of a high cost agriculture now with the technology coming in. No, right, if you look into even the Indian history of agriculture, how the costs have risen, you will find that it's a very high cost agriculture also, because most of the inputs with the prices which they have, so they have raised on, and we are trying to subsidize. That's besides the point. Now this has 2 sort of basic factors, which are responsible. One is the oil crisis or the oil prices, which come up. That is because it is a input into the agriculture sector also, and on the other hand, this is a input into the public consumption also, a big one. And when the prices go up, so it creates a problem, it creates a crisis for us. So as a consequence, to basically take care of these 2 things, as far as the agriculture is concerned, now we the major constraint in the world per se, and basically in Asia, is that the area is squeezing in. Now there is no area availability is now going down, and it has almost come to a zero sort of a thing. That is, you can't expand as far as the area is concerned, because there are 2 important things. One is the yield and the other one is the area, because one is now becoming almost fixed. So it's only the yield, that is the technology, which is going to play the role, and the major investments has to go into the technology to solve this problem. But then this problem of area has become very important, because of the biofuels. Now there are the price levels of the oil, petroleum products and others. Now at a point, now if you see it's come around $110 or $115, you see there is a shift of area for the biofuels from the agriculture sector, that is from the crop sector to the biofuel sector, so that you produce these biofuels, you generate this extra oil from there. But again, so already constrained agriculture because of the area now becomes a major problem, because of the area shifting to the biofuels and their production. And on the other hand, now if the oil prices come down, so then this biofuel area is it cannot be used. So it is not a stabilized one, and it is creating a problem for us. That what to do. In India, we haven't gone in much advanced as far as the biofuels are concerned, but there are countries, even the Canada sort of a thing, they just shift to then the biofuels and try to produce oil, because they can sell it, extraction of oil at prices which are profitable, otherwise not. So this acting on both the ways, the oil crisis or the oil prices which are there, and bringing in the question of biofuels, which is again has a sort of an impact on the area available as well as the agriculture sector. Now the second, this is one basic point, the biofuels. The second is the climate change part of it, which is being debated. And so we try to look at the climate change part also. And one tries to see to it that if you see the trends only, it's not a scientific analysis that way, and there are no studies which are available. That is, they are some basically at the international level, the Great California Study and others, which are there and trying to relate. That is, for the climate data, you have to have at least 100 years or 200 years of the time series if you want to work out the impact of this climate change. But basically, we feel that climate may not be affecting that much as the agriculture as is being conceived at, because it's only rising of the temperatures, and shifting the sort of an what you say is the crop years and the crop cycles may be affected. It may be affecting positively sometimes, it may be affecting negatively, but this is an inconclusive part of it. But this is a part which basically again is a matter of concern as far as the food security is concerned. Now there is another important problem which is there, that is at the international level. And it also happened sometimes at the national level also. It's the movement of the populations basically. A year or two back, there was a problem in the Middle East, and you find lots of people coming into Kerala, gross flooding over there. Basically you move to the places in search of food, or say in search of money, so that you are food secure. And this has basically put an extra sort of pressures on the nations to solve their problems first, because they have left everything and they have come back. And this is happening because of the wars and because of the policies and because of other things. And this was one of the sources of the food security, that the people should be allowed to move. And so it is a reverse thing which is happening, and it's creating a problem for the countries per se. And so when it is for the countries, it is for the individuals as well who are involved in the whole thing. But the basic thing which is hurting most is because of oil crisis or because of the other prices, is the prices, international prices, because it's a sort of a component is quite high, and it has been making it to a high cost agriculture. So these are some of the points which I thought may not be coming in that stream and should be highlighted. One, if you look into, somebody talked about the world prices, and because it's the integration of the economy which is again hurting. Because if the international price is rising, is because of maybe some other reasons, but now it is hurting the nations, because once you are a part of it, and if you look at the data which is there, it certainly tells you that this is what is happening, the international prices, because the price integration which is now there is hurting the nations. And so the India, because of the opening up of the economy, then the world prices are affecting us in a big way. So these are the 3-4 things which I wanted to highlight.
Thank you, Dr. Do you have any idea how much area is being shifted to growth?
Well, maybe a table in my this thing, the area utilization, because it is there.